Hey everybody, I want to talk to you about chapter 1 and 2 of this book I've been reading. It's about Harriet Tubman, and it's called The Road to Freedom. It was written by Catherine Clinton. So I'm going to talk to you about chapters 1 and 2. Miss Clinton, the author of this book, gave a lot of different details in each one of those chapters. But as I went through the chapters, I'm going to talk to you about the things that specifically talked about Harriet Tubman. So, number 1 in chapter 1, it says she was born near Bucktown in Dorchester County, Maryland. It was on the Broadus plantation, Brodess plantation, the Broadus plantation. When she was born, her name was Araminta. That was her birth name, was Araminta. She was born around 1815 to 1825, somewhere in that area. No one really knows exactly when, but somewhere in that area. It says that the way she wrote things, she had some older siblings and she had some younger siblings. She was the child of Harriet Green and Benjamin Ross. They were a slave couple. They said Harriet, sometimes she would write about her childhood, and the only two things that she remembered from her childhood was that she remembered being rocked in a cradle and she remembered being tossed in the air as a child. A lot of people described her as an Ashanti because like her skin or whatever was so dark or something like that. They said she was one of those Ashantis. And she says that she remembers losing some of her siblings because, you know, the sale of slaves was something that was common back then. So she remembered losing some of her siblings like sometime during her life. And she remembered being really sad about that, grieving that. So those are things I picked up in chapter 1. In chapter 2, at 5 years old, she remembers being sold to a white family, and she remembers being made to do different jobs. One of the jobs that she had to do was rocking the cradle all night long. So she had to sit there and rock this baby's cradle all night long, and she couldn't fall asleep. If she did, she would get like whipped and stuff like that. She remembers being beat constantly. She remembers that, you know, it got so bad at one point that she ran away at one time. It says that Harriet was very clever and resourceful from a very young age. Adolescent, she was farmed. It says she was farmed out to a man who made her do a lot of hard work. She learned to enjoy hard work. She learned to enjoy physical labor. She always started to wear her hair pulled back or wrapped in a bandana. This is as an adolescent. She had an intense love and an intense Christian faith. She was once hired to work for an entrepreneur named John Stewart. She worked as a part of his lumber operation. It says that Harriet was such a great worker that many men couldn't even match up to her work ethic. She could not be matched by many men. It says that around the age of 19, she married John Tubman in 1844. So once again, this was a summary of chapter 1 and 2, book called Harriet Tubman, The Road to Freedom by Catherine Clinton. Those are just some quick facts about Harriet Tubman. Thank you.